You like that? That was the Angel cutscene. It was something I planned to have ready for the prologue chapter of SubUrban. I want to start by apologizing for not updating for half a year now. Things, well, happened. To make it short, I'd been in and out of the hospital because I had cirrhosis. My liver was no longer functioning and I was slowly dying. I've since been recovering from a liver transplant. Check out this keychain I got. In this part, we'll be going over the Angel cutscene, as I came to call it. I wanted to have a cutscene like this within 2 hours of gameplay, so I can give players an idea for what to expect for the rest of the game. It's not 100% how I wanted to depict the weird goings-on in a suburban town in the nearby city, but it does hit the higher beats. Having a cutscene like this early on mentally prepares players for what's in store going forward. When I first started drafting the SubUrban project, I established some rules for things like art direction that I wanted to strictly adhere to. One of those rules was that normal human models would use segmented meshes. This was a rule that I was really strict about, even to the point of getting frustrated because I didn't know how I would handle things like Olivia's skirt. This was especially an issue in the scrapped rigging devlog, where I bounced around concepts for shorts and culottes and other such legwear for her. But why was I so strict about it? Well, it's because I intended to break that rule when the time came, and well, that time was now. I wanted to reserve deformed models for the unsettling, the surreal, the uncanny. I wanted to break the rules only for something that's supposed to go against the world's understanding of things. Now mind you, up until now, this was all just a theory. It's a theory that I'm still testing even. The Angel doesn't actually animate much. But on that topic, let's talk about the Angel. There's something inherently terrifying about being unable to read someone's intentions, and I wanted to elicit that sort of unease with this guy. So I avoided things that conveyed any particular modus operandi going forward. From there, I went for a worn and muck-covered model based on the angel statues that were found on the Abbey chapel, specifically the upside-down ones. I'm trying to be careful with how I talk about this topic since there's a lot of mysteries, not just the angel, that I want players to piece together themselves. And while it's more of a starting point to investigate, characters will be elaborating a little more on this guy during the full chapter. So I ask that you be patient until then. The angel scene takes place in an area called the Backlot. It's a spot that a ton of students and teachers go through while they're traveling to and from school. There's 3 exits here. One goes to the suburbs, one goes to the back alley that runs between cul-de-sacs and then eventually leads to the school, and the last exit leads to a bus stop which takes you to the city. This was a little tricky for me because of how the Nintendo 64 rendered environments and surfaces, not to mention how my rendering systems had to work alongside the N64's limitations. I can go on and on about things like MIP maps and whatever trilinear interpolation is, but I'd be regurgitating information that other YouTube videos already said, and I wouldn't even know what I was talking about, to be honest. Instead, I went for a close approximation and just skipped rope with it. The transmission tower was designed to be a sort of centerpiece for the area, this bit of visual pollution in an otherwise mostly natural environment. I think that I overdid it with the foliage my first go-around. What I did make was a forest, and these are supposed to be fields where kids play and bike around before and after school, so I've nixed many of the trees and bushes on the second go-around. Most of the animations I needed were actually just overworld animations which I had neglected to make up to now. Stuff that characters would use while adventuring, like running and walking, and whatever else I needed were derivatives of those overworld animations. In the future, I need to rethink how I'll be tackling cutscenes. Some bits and pieces of the one you saw may have seemed off or could have been done better, and I plan to fix that in the future. And with that, we're done! So thank you for watching. As of posting this video, my Patreon isn't active. I don't feel right charging people until I can confidently upload on at least a monthly basis. The transplant and everything else that happened prior really messed me up, so apologies for that. Stay tuned for the next update, where I need to finish making more models. My laptop's been falling apart and I've been having trouble running Unreal Engine, so I can't actually work on the gameplay. The best I can do right now is animation and modeling, so I'll be doing that in the near future.